Hey everyone, I'm Matthew Dooley and I'm the founder and CEO of Dooley Media. Today I'm excited to kick off a new video series where I'll be answering your burning questions about the use of social media from a business perspective. The first question I'll tackle is this. Of all the social media platforms that are out there and the new ones that are being added every day, how do you know where to spend your time? This is an important question to consider because time equals money and you can waste a lot of it by just talking to yourself online. The short answer is that you should regularly assess who you're seeking to build a relationship with, where they hang out online, and what value you can bring to the table on a consistent basis. So let's start with identifying your target and where they hang out online. The easiest step you can take is to leverage third-party market research like Pew Internet Research data to find out the demographics of each of the leading social media platforms, their age, their gender, their income, and then match that with the demographics of your target consumer. Another method is to make use of your email list. MailChimp in particular has a great tool called Social Profiles, which scans your entire email list and shows you which social media platforms everyone is on. So you might find out that 80% of your users are on Facebook, while 20% are on LinkedIn and 60% are on Twitter. A third input for finding out where your customers are online is just to listen for brand mentions. If people are talking a lot about your company, your executives, a recent marketing campaign on Twitter, or they're talking a lot about topics that you are very interested in on LinkedIn, it's a great indication of where you should be. Hootsuite and Mention are great tools for monitoring this information. Finally, sometimes it just helps to ask. Pull your customers into an informal focus group and ask them which social media platforms they use, for what purpose, and how often. You can also accomplish this with a survey. And while you're at it, ask your employees the same question. Knowing where your employee base is across various social media platforms is a great sign of strength in support of your social media efforts. It also shows where your next wave of employees might be online. Now that you've narrowed the list of potential platforms, take a little time to research what each is all about. Here's a quick rundown of what makes each community unique. First is Facebook. You've probably heard of it. It's the largest network, but it's also still the most used across all age groups. People use it to connect with one another, to get information, to be entertained, and to get free stuff. Twitter has 310 million users who primarily use the platform for breaking news and live events. Users are 3 times more likely to follow a brand, either for sharing their opinion or getting customer support. LinkedIn is the largest online network for professionals, and 2 new users are joining every second. People are using it for connecting, for personal development and motivation, and for demonstrating thought leadership. Pinterest is dominated by women and their interests in food, fashion, and fitness. Whereas Facebook is about reflecting on what's already happened and Twitter is about what's happening now, Pinterest is great for planning ahead, for projects or for special events like weddings and holidays. Instagram is about the best of what's happened. It's very aspirational in nature. It's one of the top 5 most used mobile apps, and it has the highest per follower engagement rate out of all the social media platforms that are out there. Snapchat is the fastest growing app and is now number 2 behind Facebook. It skews younger with 60% of users under the age of 24, and people love it because you can be very private and selective about who you share your content with. There's also a lot less pressure because the content disappears in less than 24 hours and there's no likes and comments. And finally, it allows users to be a little bit more creative versus just sharing a photo or a video. Lastly, YouTube, the video sharing platform and number 2 search engine in the world, has 1 billion users and is great for storytelling, expert tips, and how-tos. The last thing I'll mention about platforms is that users of one typically use one or more others. In particular, there's significant overlap between Instagram users and Twitter users. Finding where your customers are online? Check. Understanding the unique characteristics of each social media platform? Check. The final step in determining where you should spend your time is understanding the value that you can bring to the table. The best question you can answer is this: why would someone want to connect with you? What interests or knowledge do you and can you share with the online community that you're joining? Related to this is capacity. Do you have the time and talents to get out there and participate? The worst thing that you can do is establish a presence, but not be present. So make sure you have the right team and talents in place to get a return on your efforts. That's a wrap. Please comment below with any questions that you've got, and I'll be back next month to share my thoughts. Thank you very much.